and which we had got. We don't take up those jobs. And in the meantime, they go on recruiting people even after declaration of our, of course, well after our advertisement. They recruit people in the Air Force, much after our advertisement. But they say it's all done fast track in one day. But they say, therefore, my lord, I respectfully submit, my lord, it would be totally arbitrary, unfair, and hit by the doctrine of legitimate expectation to allow them to cancel this recruitment and leave these people completely at bay. I mean, these people have put their lives on hold for 2.5 years. And now you are saying you go away?
Might not be weekly for 2.5, but definitely yes.
2.5. 2.5 because
It will be 19.
Yes.
But the examination is only in November 10.
Very well.
Therefore,
2 years, 1.5 years.
So they will cancel the examination itself because the examination is the first exam was November 20. The second was in January 21. And the result, the select list is completed in May 21.
Correct. After medical exam, etc. After medical exam, aptitude test, whatever. Now the question is, my lord, because that same select list says some people were found to be medically unfit, etc. But most of the people were found to be medically fit in that select list of 31st May. Now the question is, my lord, those people who were selected after a process which ran for 1.5 years, the fact that they delayed the exam, etc., is not my fault. The exam got delayed due to because they
and the people in Haryana in September 20.
because
There was another exam which was conducted for the same
that is because that is
it can be an argument. What is the response?
yeah.
The argument is also that nuclear we did had it been their endeavor that we are stopping our recruitment for army because of a contemplated decision.
Yeah.
They would not have gone through certain process. The fact that they went through certain process shows that they did not want to put the entire army on hold in anticipation of an Agni leave. But wherever possible, they have gone through. They are partial or they wanted to avoid the star intake
Yes.
altogether. So,
Correct. The lordship is right. I'm not saying, I'm saying that this is arbitrary because clearly it was not a decision. To put on hold all recruitments of the three forces altogether. That was not their decision. If that had been their decision, two things would have happened. First, my lord, they would have informed us that due to we are considering a new process of recruitment and therefore we are putting your thing on hold. Please wait till. They didn't tell us that. They kept telling us that due to administrative reasons it is being delayed. And therefore, we kept waiting. We were expecting that now it will come, now it will come, now it will come. their rallies were district-wise. Were they district-wise? District-wise.
It was a state.
District-wise, probably.
The capital itself there is 109.
Yes.
For the entire state of Pakistan. They are
Achha.
one was in the state.
Maybe state-wise. Maybe state-wise. But in any case, my lord, the thing is that we were at a stage where we were expecting our results at any time. Our exams had happened.
No, sir, that is the point.
Yes.
We had not even taken the race for the examination started on the 4th of November 2020. So when this assessment came in September 2020, the phase one of the star intake had not even taken.
Maybe, my lord, some of those people may not have been from these states where at that time they had advertised those rallies. So they probably thought that.
November 2020 is the month later, and Haryana is September 2020.
So, my lord, those people who had done well in the exams, etc., who were medically fit, they must have thought that our recruitment will happen. And therefore, there is no need to go through this rally. I have seen, my lord, from my own eyes, what happens in these so-called rally recruitments. I have a house in Palampur in Himachal. If you pass the place where the rally recruitments take place, there is a queue of 3 kilometers. 3 kilometers of people who are trying to, and when they will, who will reach, by what time, etc. 3 kilometers, because there is such intense demand, at least in a state like Himachal, for getting into the army or getting into the forces, etc. So the question is, my lord, they needed people. It's not that the demand had dried up. They needed those people. A recruitment which was at a very advanced stage, where almost everything had been done, only the letters had to be issued. And for achieving an objective which you are hoping to achieve over the next 10 years. Year by year, year by year, year by year. I'm not on that, Lord. I'm saying your Lordship has to judge whether what they have done is unfair, arbitrary, discriminatory. Yes.
After May 21,
Yes.
wait for 1 year.
Yes.
What we told about your prospects. How to get ahead with education vis-a-vis their argument that we were still not very clear and we were wanting to see whether it's possible to go or not. That is the examination which you have to do on this side to say whether this is an answer for legitimate.
Yes, Lord. My answer to that is threefold. First, my Lord, the fact that by June 2021 they had not put all recruitments in the 3 forces on hold is clear from the Navy recruitments which took place in August 21 and February 22, and large number of Navy recruitments. Therefore, Lord, that decision had clearly not been taken to put everything on hold. Now they can say, no, but we decided to put Air Force on hold while we continued with Navy and Army, etc. I mean, there has to be some logic to that. Why do you say, and Air Force needed people, and you had made these people go through a very rigorous process over a period of 1.5 years already, and you had published their select list, provisional select list, told them that you are going to be recruited and that the letters would be issued thereafter. Then, my Lord, the reasonableness of such a decision has to be judged from all these things. That is, A, you allow this process to go on for 1.5 years published the select list. You thereafter for more than 1 year, you keep telling them that it's coming, just keep checking. Till May 22, they kept saying that you keep checking. There is some administrative delay, etc. See, they are still going ahead with other recruitments in other forces, etc. And my lord, in the meantime, these people have lost, not just overage. They virtually put their lives on hold. They stopped applying. They stopped taking up other jobs, etc. Because everybody wants in this country, my lord, to get a job in the forces. Most people want. So therefore, my lord, I submit that in the totality of these circumstances, whether your lordship holds that it is hit by promissory estoppel, or whether your lordship holds that it is hit by legitimate expectation, either way, my lord, I submit that such a decision is totally unfair and totally unreasonable, and my lord, in my respectful submission, arbitrary, not to deny these people who had gone through everything, who had put their lives on hold, the recruitment. This is my respectful submission, my lord, and I'll hand over those the cases on legitimate expectation. Not required. We'll short note. Short note with the quotations.
Yes, the citation, that's it.
The citations and quotations, short quotations.
And the paragraphs of this.
Yeah, there are also judgments, my lord, on the same thing, where the railway decided to cancel something, etc. Supreme Court said you can't do it arbitrarily like this. It's true that the people do not get an indefeasible right to get appointed merely because the recruitment process has begun. That's true. But you can't cancel that arbitrarily at an advanced stage. You can't do that.
That's okay, but that's the most striking.
Yes, Malad, I will endeavor to answer, Malad. Actually, Malads, the problem happens when Malads, when an effort is made to Malads understand the intricacies of a service, and Malads to appreciate Army, Air Force, Navy, all three on the same plane. Malads, till 31st May 2021, we have carried on with whatever recruitment we could, given the nature of circumstances. Navy is the only service which took special mileage. They modified their exam. If your lordships have the Navy chart, they were the only service who modified their. Navy works on a completely different plane. Though a decision of Agnipath is taken for all three, but Navy already has one batch holiday already given. If your lordship see, February 2021 is a batch holiday given. So no batch was there. Now, your lordships have batch holiday. So your lordships see that batch holiday means not a single person joins the academy for training. Every year, Navy also has 2 batches. Navy also follows an Air Force system of the calendar year. They have 2 intakes in a year. One batch holiday means the entire batch holiday is there. There is no recruit. Now, Malads, Navy has peculiar conditions. These are not Malads. Air Force, Malads, the people who are working on the aircrafts, etc., or flying or working engineers, mechanics, etc., they're all on ground. Navy, I'm sorry. But Malads, sailors, officers, they have to be on ship. They have to be on submarines. So Navy is the only one. They modified their plan. They took approvals, Malads, and Malads had this because they could not do without for the whole year.
There was one batch.
Air Force, I'm sorry, I did not interrupt, sir. I'm sorry, please permit me to answer, sir. These are technical issues. I'm sorry. Well, it's my respectful submission is that Navy and Air Force cannot be treated in this Navy. Now, Army and Navy Army and Air Force has not carried out any recruitment after 1st June 2021. Navy could not afford to have. Yes, my lords.
Second intake of 2020
Yes, my lords.
was declared as Airforce.
Yes, my lords. Yes.
And the entry brought down.
Yes, my lords.
Examination candidate second batch of and the certificate.
Yes, my lords. Lordships.
Then to calendar of second intake of 2020 was declared as first intake of 2020.
Lordships.
And hence there was no advertisement because that
Yes, yes. No advertisement, no show. Yes. Till February 2021 also it's fine. I only have to explain the batch that gets completed. Yes, so the last two batches are the only ones that I have to explain. And my lords may kindly have now the second last page. We'll put this on affidavit, my lords. This is the modified recruitment procedure which the Navy has, my lords, got taken approvals for. There is something called, my lords, we can't do without. We can't have batch holidays because that is the exigency of Navy. One batch holiday we had to take, but for the whole year, this impacts the operational capabilities and operational readiness of the Indian Navy, which cannot happen at any cost. So, my lords, it's all right to say Article 14, Article 19, 21, my lords, and compare, my lords. This is chalk and cheese. This is not, my lords, apples versus apples. Navy, Air Force, Army, they're all military services, but they are, my lords, they are assigned to do their specific roles, responsibilities. They have their own, my lords. We have the kind of, my lords, work and duties that they have to do. They're on completely different planes. Theatre commands are now being developed, but my lords, that is more for coordination. Otherwise, they have their very, very different realities.
and the army.
Yes. So Army did not need to, my lords, Army could afford to continue without impacting its operational readiness, whereas Navy could not. We will put it on affidavit, my lords. Navy is the only service that is carried out with a modified. I also have this figure I wanted to give to your lordships. My lords, I'll put it on the affidavit. My lords, 21 to 23-year-olds. In fact, lordships put it to them that why did they not participate? Many of them would have. We can't, my lords, collate. There are lakhs and lakhs of people. Army, my lords, total people who registered for Agniveers, 21 to 23-year-olds, are 10,48,300. 10,48,300 have taken advantage of that 2-year window, and where the total enrollment for Army is 34,63,000 men, 2,23,000 odd women. Air Force also, we took the figure because Navy really did not suffer, but we'll give the Navy's figure also. Air Force, 1,91,000 registered. To 23 age. My lords, a lot, my lords, lordship may kindly consider that a lot, my lords, we did not argue. My request is your lordship may take it as argued. A lot we have said on affidavit, a lot we could not say on affidavit, my lords, because this impacts the nation's capability and readiness to be future ready, to be war ready. And my lords, we have tried to endeavor that we have acted in the most bona fide manner. So, my lords, again, my lords, till 31st of May 2021, wherever we could, we have carried on by whatever manner we could. And after that, only where we could not do without. very, very unique, my lords. And Lords, it's Colonel, my lords. Colonel. That's Colonel. He's, yes, my lords. Yes, yes, my lords. We have a huge strength of 32 lakh veterans, my lords. They're all experts, but with different opinions, my lords. I'm very grateful, my lords.
One fact, my lord. The learned ASG, I have very great respect for her, my lord, for her intelligence, for her diligence, etc. Absolutely outstanding law officer of the government. Now, at para 71 of their counter affidavit, they say, because she tried to distinguish Navy and Air Force by saying that Navy, because one batch was cancelled, therefore they were operationally short, and therefore they needed to go in for this recruitment. But one batch, the same batch in the Air Force was also cancelled according to their own statement on affidavit.
Probably a one-time shot in Navy not equated to one-man shot in the Air Force. It's not equated to one-man shot in the Army.
They have,
And therefore, she said that since all of them are on an entirely different page, the fact an exam was held or not held cannot be compared. That's it says it is like comparing.
but they have never said so.
I don't think she had.
Yeah, but they have never said that on affidavit. What they have said on affidavit is that what they say on affidavit is that it was put on hold. For they say, I state and submit that the actual intake 2 of 21. First they said 1 of 21 was converted into 2 of 21. 1 of 21 batch was cancelled because of this COVID, etc. in Air Force. Then they say it was converted into 2 of 21. That is our batch. Was put on hold by the government of India due to spread of COVID-19 in the second wave and the unforeseeable trajectory that COVID-19 was likely to follow. This is para 73 of their counter. It is submitted that going by the medical advice, it was not considered appropriate to assemble such a large mass of trainees, 4,000 approximately, at the training institute for the initial training. Thereafter, the situation did not attain the desired level of stability for a long time for initiating the training of such a large number of personnel in the training institute. But for Navy, in August 2022, they went in for August 2021. They went in for training of 3,549 people. They say Air Force, 4,000 people, we can't send on training because of COVID at that time. But Navy, they sent 3,500 people for training at the same time. So therefore, my lord, to say that Air Force is different, Navy is different, etc., is all right. I mean, everything is different. But the question is, what was the reason why they put this on hold? They say the reason was that by June 21, because this Agniveer was now under serious consideration, therefore we decided to put it on hold. If that argument and that fact is correct, then they ought to have put even the Navy recruitments on hold, because Agniveer was for everybody, was for all the three services. Now they say, Air Force is different, Navy is different, operational requirement. They have not said so in affidavit anywhere that there was such great urgency for the for the Navy, that we had to recruit for Navy even in February 22, etc. But there was no such urgency for Air Force. They tried to make a distinction by saying that one batch was cancelled. One batch was cancelled for us also. For Air Force also, they converted. Every year they have two. One of 21 was converted into 2 of 21 because of, they say so in so many words in para 71 of their affidavit, that our batch was cancelled and therefore 1 of 21 was converted into 2 of 21. So therefore, Lord, there is no real reason why our recruitment should not have gone through. And it's very unfair to tell these people after so many years. Very, very unfair. It destroyed their lives altogether and they have become overage for it. So therefore, I respect. It's there. It's not that operational requirement is not there in the Air.
The small submission is, my lords, that I may be permitted to file a written submission, small written submission, so that I may also bring my the case laws of a month, license. May it please, my lords. My lords, I will not, I'll make an endeavor to just give some factual clarity and not compare Army, Navy and Air Force. I understand. Yes, in addition, my lord, I am not going to repeat the points of Navy. I get what is falling from your lordships. On the aspect of the CEE, Common Entrance Exam, which is only linked to the Army, because Air Force calls it STAR. It was submitted that there was no exam after November 20. But on 12th July, and that is because of administrative difficulties. That has nothing to do with preparedness or the interest of the security or all that. Because of COVID, because of administrative difficulty, we did not hold any exam after November 2020 is a submission. Then how come on 12th July 2021, there was a written exam for intake 1 of 2022? On the one hand, they're saying no exam. On the other hand, they're saying that in June 2021, we already decided because Agniveer was on our mind that we will hold. Then why in July are you conducting the exam and leading the kids to believe that they have an opportunity? Put it on hold. That is the one thing. Second thing, to put context again, in the context of these rallies, administrative difficulties and all that, my lords will appreciate, the devil is in the details. My lords will appreciate that in a rally or a daur, which is the physical part, 3-kilometer line, 6,000 to 7,000 candidates are appearing. In a written exam, and you need maybe help of administrative support of the local bodies. But the exams are in cantonment area. They're in Fort William and places like that. Only 2,000 candidates, which can be split. And admit cards were also being issued and reissued in this time in 2021 repeatedly. But the exam is being postponed. You don't have to lead them on. Just tell them it's on hold. That's a different scenario. Because, my lord, we have to compare here manifest arbitrariness versus legitimate expectation, no indefensible right and all that. Because manifest arbitrariness will cut through everything. The next point, my lord, I wish to canvass is that in the same state, in Ajmer, there is a rally happening. Same time in Jodhpur, the CE is being cancelled. So you are conducting something for 7,000 people. You are cancelling something for 2,000 in the same state. And these are conducted by Army recruitment offices, AROs. And it is well known, Indian Army has never failed the nation. They can very easily. I am almost going there because I do not know what else to say. I don't have all the facts. I agree. But they can announce it. They can say, we have decided. I'm sorry, madam. May I answer that? All I'm saying is, in that scenario, I appreciate that there are difficulties. The government can simply say that, look, this is all on hold. Why are you reissuing admit cards again and again and again and telling that exam will be conducted in 2021? Yes. Now, my lord, on this, I won't repeat the Navy points because it has already been said. Now, a very important point that we have to consider, my lord, is that even for the women CEE, Letters were being issued. They say 167 candidates are provisionally selected for Assam in Marini district. And this is on 15th of November 2021. But then nothing happens. This is November 2021.